act is called the Ashley Gang, and it's primarily Paul Garfinkel and Al Scortino, and both of these guys are performers and songwriters in their own right. They are both winners in last year's and this year's Will McLean Song Contest. Al, I think, placed second this year. Also playing with them is Michelle Moncrief, who's playing bass, or bass, or bass. She can play bass. I'm sorry, I'm on the Atkins diet, and it's been a long time since I've had a bass ale, and I have bass on my mind. Norm McDonald is going to be playing percussion. Again, I want to remind you to please help us out, patronize these food vendors and the crafts vendors that are here. These people go to a lot of trouble to get out here every year, and they help make the festival just a little more festive and a little more fun. And for those of us who don't cook, it's really great to have the food vendors here. And about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you really appreciate how nice it is to have Rochelle's Coffee Talk Cafe over there. Is that really Clyde's hat? You know, because Clyde's on the other stage, he probably needs it about now. Yeah, or the glare is blinding the MC. Like I said, this group's been together about a year.
Kind of better.
Drag this down a little bit, 1, 2. 1, 2, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi there.
It's a new sound and a new chance to hear it. Put your hands together for the Ashley Gang, folks.
Thank y'all for coming. Testing.
Check. 1, 2. That sounds good.
Testing.
As soon as the noisemaker in the corner gets ready, we'll be all set. We'll blast off.
Yep.
Don't be alarmed. He's a trained professional.
It'll be okay, I promise, really.
Jen promised you a new sound.
We've been working on a
There you
new
go.
CD as a group, the Ashley Gang. Maybe in the spring, you guys will get to see that.
Definitely in the spring.
And it's going to have this song on it. It's called The Fisherman. Ready? Well, just like their fathers before them, they pulled their lives from the sea. And just like their fathers before them, a fisherman's all that they'll be. Well, it's up in the darkness each morning and out on the water by dawn, working the nets till their backs ache. It's a job that just never gets done. Oh, but they still go down to the water the way that they've done it for years. They still go down to the water. The seas in their blood, the seas in their blood, the seas in their blood and their tears. Well, they say goodbye to their families. They know they might never return. In the ocean it shows no forgiveness. That might be the last lesson they learn. Oh, but they still go down to the water the way that they've done it for years. They still go down to the water. The seas in their blood, the seas in their blood, the seas in their blood and their tears. There is no doubt it's a hard life. It slips through the fingers like sand, and a fisherman never retires, and a fisherman, he understands. Oh, but they still go down to the water the way that they've done it for years. They still go down to the water. The seas in their blood, the seas in their blood, the seas in their blood and their tears.
Need a little bit more of this guitar on the monitor, please. Just a little bit. Thanks. Had an opportunity this afternoon to do a little bit of a songwriter's workshop with Dale Kreider, and it's interesting listening to Dale talk about the potential impact of songwriters on the environment in the state of Florida.
Noise pollution, I believe, is what he's referring to.
But he talked about songwriters as possibly being Florida's #1 non-polluting export.
That too.
This is a new one of mine. Will also be on the new album with a bit of an environmental bent. This is called Floridiana. When she was young, she glowed like the moon over Lake Okeechobee on a tropical June. The eagles adored her from such an altitude, but her beauty, it faded too soon. Now she cries like a river and she bends like a palm and she gives like the sun when she rises at dawn, and she soars like an osprey and she flies like a hawk in the wind. In the tall pines whisper when she walks, when she walks. From the pure white sand beaches on the Gulf of Mexico to the Keys' perfect sunset on the tangled old mangrove, where the bear and the wildcat ran free not long ago. But Lord, she misses them so. So she cries like a river and she bends like a palm and she gives like the sun when she rises at dawn, and she soars like an osprey and she flies like a hawk in the wind. In the tall pines whisper when she walks, when she walks, when she walks. And Henry Flagler's railroad laid her down and ran her through. When money talks, there's nothing much to do. are retreating from the cities and the cane. You can hardly find a manatee or a lonely sandhill crane. She's got too much to lose, and we've got so much to gain if we preserve the few that still remain. So she cries like a river, and she bends like a palm, and she gives like the sun when she rises at dawn, and she soars like an osprey, and she flies like a hawk in the wind, and the tall pines whisper when she walks, when she walks, when she walks, when she walks. Thank you very much. I didn't know we were a dance band. We can bring this down just a tad now. Up a little much. Bellissimo, thank you.
Bellissimo. We're learning foreign languages.
That's South Florida Italian.
This is a song I wrote a long time ago off of my first CD, and Paul kind of liked it and started playing it out before we got together. And we kind of merged the two versions, and it sounds pretty decent. So it's called The River Road. Mockingbird and the dragonflies on the river road. Summer days we wasted there, didn't watch the time, didn't think we had a care, they snuck up from behind. Someone put up a gate, just another piece of real estate. Sold it for $1.8 million, goodbye to River Road. Big machines came and laid it low, all their money you think they know. It took 100 years to grow the trees on the River Road. And I wonder if they know what it is they've done. Maybe they'll just walk away into the setting sun. Took a picture long ago of a place I used to know. You could watch the river flow along the river road. And I remember sitting there, bare feet in an old lawn chair, cool breeze blowing through my hair on the river road. If you go down there today, there's nothing much to see, nothing but the memories of things that used to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we go from rivers to creeks. Last year I wrote a song about Marjorie Canaan Rawlings and Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. The Cross Creek, Island Grove area of Florida is one of my sacred places. I entered that song in the Will McLean Song Competition last year, and it won. So we're gonna do the creek.
On her porch and it's morning, chasing the words that spin around in her head. Life at the creek can explode without warning. Turned on a phrase that some neighbor had said. Life is a joy between birthing and dying. Crackers, black faces, and white jasmine blooms. Living is hard, but we soar in the trying. Between the swamp and the scrub, now there's plenty of room. Where La Cruz and Orange Lake come closest together, where pictures are painted on words that we speak. We suffer our neighbors, our crops and the weather, but living's like heaven out here at the creek. Now Marjorie stands where the grass flows like rivers, where birds fly like angels untouched by the sun. She thinks about progress, the thought makes her shiver. How swift will her river of grass need to run? Joy is a life between marshes and mangroves, gators and wildcats and white jasmine bloom. Living is hard, but we're judged in the trying. Between the cane and the trail, now there isn't much room. Where the straits and the keys come closest together, where pictures are painted on Florida Bay. We suffer the cattle, the roads and the orange groves, but living like heaven now here in the glades. And its blossoms still placed on the table inside. She looks for her sister she never did know, and they sail on a river of grass side by side. Where La Blue Sun, Orange Lake come closest together, where pictures are painted on words that we speak. Suffer our neighbors, our crops and the weather, but living like heaven out here at the creek. Yeah, living like heaven out here at the creek.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Land.
One more. Shadow
One
would
more?
actually.
Let's do that one. Let's do Shadow.
Okay.
That was our plan.
Yeah.
This is a song I wrote in honor of Will McLean for a songwriting contest a couple years back.
Ooh.
They talk real bad about folk musicians who don't
No,
tune
they
their
do.
guitars.
Make sure you stick
Gotta be
around
very
after us
careful.
for Grant Livingston to be on next. I've waited for years for the opportunity to open for Grant Livingston, and now I finally have arrived. So
And he's been waiting to follow
stick
us,
around.
too. It's called Shadow the Hawk. We are soldiers fighting in a war. We take our orders from the man who came before. We're only visitors, we won't be here for long, but we leave behind a song. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. Well, surely there are easier places we could walk, but we follow in his footsteps and the lessons that he taught. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. Around the campfires, you can hear the sound. It makes it plain to see that he's still around. His spirit rises in the smoke, he lives again, and he rides upon the wind. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. Well, surely there are easier places we could walk, but we follow in his footsteps and the lessons that he taught. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. Young ones, guitars in their hands. Another generation fighting for the land. We raise our voices as he circles in the skies. We leave his watchful eye. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. Well, surely there are easier places we could walk, but we follow in his footsteps and the lessons that he taught. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. Standing in the shadow of the hawk. We're all standing in the shadow of the hawk. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. We're done.
Sir, for the Ashley gang. Finally got him.